Welcome back to Historic Coin Empire, the place where we turn everyday pocket change into stories of hidden fortune and explore how even the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprise. And today we are diving into an extraordinary modern rarity that has captured the imagination of collectors everywhere. The astonishing possibility that a 2015 D1 cent coin could be worth as much as $7 million because of rare minting errors, unexpected production mistakes, and unique circumstances that elevate it far beyond its humble face value of 1 cent. And while that number may sound unbelievable at first, experienced numismatists understand that value in the coin world is never determined by denomination alone but by rarity, authenticity, condition, demand, and historical significance. And throughout history, coins that were once considered ordinary have skyrocketed in value because of a single dramatic mistake at the mint. So to understand how a 2015 D-cent could command such an incredible price, we must begin by examining how these coins are made and how errors occur in the first place. Because every valuable anomaly begins with a deviation in the minting process, and in 2015 billions of Lincoln cents were struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small d mint mark beneath the date, featuring the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Union Shield design on the reverse, struck on copper-plated zinc planchets weighing approximately 2.5 grams. And these coins were produced using high-speed presses that rely on precise die alignment, accurate planchet feeding, correct metal composition, and strict quality control inspections. Yet despite modern technology and safeguards, no mass production process is completely immune to mechanical malfunctions, human oversight, or transitional anomalies, and it is within those rare moments of deviation that the seeds of extraordinary value are planted. Because collectors seek coins that stand apart from the billions of identical pieces produced each year, and one of the most powerful possibilities that could elevate a 2015 D-cent into the multimillion-dollar category is the discovery of a wrong planchet error, which occurs when a coin is struck on a blank intended for a different denomination or even a different country. And although modern mint procedures are highly automated, transitional errors have historically occurred when leftover planchets from special productions or experimental alloy tests were accidentally introduced into another production line. And if a 2015 D-cent were discovered struck on a planchet composed of a different metallic alloy, such as a bronze composition not used for standard cents for decades, or even a planchet intended for a dime or other denomination with a distinct weight and diameter, and if that coin were authenticated through metallurgical testing and confirmed as a genuine mint-produced anomaly rather than a post-mint alteration, its uniqueness could instantly make it one of the most talked-about modern error coins in existence. Because rarity at that level commands intense attention from elite collectors who seek one-of-a-kind pieces to anchor their collections, and authenticity would be verified through precise weight measurements, microscopic die analysis, and laboratory composition testing to ensure that the strike characteristics align with genuine mint production, and once verified, such a coin would likely be certified by a major third-party grading service, encapsulated for protection, and introduced to the market with tremendous anticipation. And beyond planchet anomalies, another major category that could justify extraordinary value is the double die error, which occurs during the die creation process when the hub impresses the design onto the die more than once in slightly misaligned positions, creating clear and distinct doubling in the lettering, date, or design elements. And while minor mechanical doubling caused by loose dies during striking is relatively common and usually not highly valuable, a true double die displays separation that is part of the die itself, meaning every coin struck from that die shows the same bold duplication. And if a 2015 D-cent were discovered with dramatic, easily visible doubling in the inscriptions such as "In God We Trust, Liberty," or the date 2015, particularly if the doubling were strong enough to be seen without magnification, it could quickly gain recognition within the numismatic community. And if only a limited number of such coins were struck before the die was removed from service, the resulting scarcity would create a powerful combination of rarity and desirability, especially if surviving examples were preserved in pristine uncirculated condition, because condition rarity significantly amplifies value, and coins graded at the highest mint state levels such as MS-69 or MS-70 are already scarce among standard issues. So, pairing a dramatic mint error with near-perfect preservation dramatically reduces supply and intensifies competition among collectors. And auctions often become the arena where such competition unfolds, because when two determined bidders both believe they are pursuing a once-in-a-generation discovery, prices can escalate rapidly beyond expectations, sometimes reaching record-breaking levels that redefine perceptions of what a modern penny can be worth. And another extraordinary possibility lies in the discovery of a mule error, one of the rarest and most sensational types of mint mistakes, where the obverse and reverse dies from different coin designs are accidentally paired together. And while modern mint safeguards make mule errors exceedingly rare, history has shown that they can occur, and if a 2015 D. Lincoln cent obverse were somehow paired with a reverse design intended for another denomination or a special pattern coin, and if such a coin escaped detection and entered circulation, it would represent a significant breakdown in mint protocol, instantly becoming a headline-grabbing discovery. And because mule errors often result in extremely low survival numbers, sometimes even a single known specimen, their exclusivity drives extraordinary demand, and exclusivity is one of the most powerful drivers of value in high-end collecting, because collectors compete not just for rarity but for the prestige of owning something truly unique and beyond die pairing. Anomalies: there are striking errors such as dramatic off-center strikes where the planchet is misaligned during striking, resulting in part of the design missing while the date and mint mark remain visible. And while minor off-center strikes are relatively accessible, a significantly off-center 2015 D cent that retains full identification details and remains in high-grade condition could already command strong premiums. And if combined with additional errors such as a double strike, where the coin is struck more than once in slightly different positions, or a rotated die alignment where the obverse and reverse are misaligned beyond normal tolerances, the compound nature of the mistake would enhance its rarity and desirability, because compound errors represent multiple simultaneous failures in the minting process, making them statistically less likely and therefore more attractive to advanced collectors who specialize in complex anomalies. And then there are die breaks and cuds, where pieces of the die fracture and break away, leaving raised unstruck areas on the coin's surface. And while small die cracks are relatively common and not especially valuable, a massive retained cud covering a substantial portion of the design on a 2015 D cent, particularly if sharply defined and preserved in mint state condition, could become a standout example within the error collecting community. And visual impact plays an important role in determining desirability, because coins that clearly display their uniqueness at a glance often generate stronger emotional responses from bidders, and emotional engagement frequently translates into higher final prices at auction. And beyond visible striking errors, there is also the possibility of plating anomalies, since modern cents consist of a zinc core coated with a thin layer of copper. And if the copper plating were improperly bonded, partially missing, or entirely absent due to a manufacturing defect at the mint, the coin might exhibit unusual coloration or exposed zinc surfaces. And while minor plating bubbles are common and typically of little value, a fully unplated 2015 D cent verified as a genuine mint error rather than environmental damage would be far rarer and potentially much more valuable, especially if authenticated through scientific testing confirming that the anomaly originated during production. And authentication is absolutely essential when discussing multi-million-dollar valuations,